Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today what I have got for you is a gear review. While I was at Turkey Foot, Gary from Kentucky Prepper 5 gave me a box of his fire plugs that he makes. And I've got to say, so far I've been impressed. But let's get into it. Anybody who's watched my videos has seen me in the past use the little Exotac quick fire tabs. Never had any issues out of using those. They've worked every time. I haven't played with them a lot in water. I know if you dunk them in water and take them back out, they'll still light. But I went a little bit farther with these. So the tin comes with 25 in it. There's probably about 18 or so left in there now, maybe a little less, because I've played with these things and tried a lot of different things with them. I took one whole tab, lit it with a lighter. I didn't do anything with it other than just lay it down just like this. Didn't try to break up the fibers or anything. Just laid it down, lit it with a lighter, and it burned for 5 minutes and 52 seconds before it went out. There were still fibers that hadn't been burned in the very center of it, so I have no doubt that if you split that down the middle and opened it up and exposed all of that inner material, it would burn over 6 minutes without any issue. Now, let's get into the interesting part. I took one of these, which, as you can see, is a little bit bigger than the Exotac, a little bit bigger in diameter. You can tell by looking at these fire plugs how dense they are in the middle compared to these. We're going to burn both of them together here in a minute and just see which one lasts the longest. But what I did with one of these, the very first one I took out, I cut it in half. And I've got a half here. I'm going to show you what I did with it. Cut it in half. Took it out just like that. Rolled it between my fingers a little. Because when you start rolling it, you can feel all that material in the center break loose. Get you turned around here. Took a knife, split it right down the center, just like that, to expose the inner fibers. Oh, popping at me. There it went. And lit it. And just let it burn. The thing that I noticed after letting it burn for a few minutes, and I'm going to try my best to catch it here. There it goes. Hold this piece of paper up here in front of it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's black smoke coming out of that. I don't know if you can see it up against that paper or not. But there's black soot coming off of it, kind of like what you see coming off of fatwood. Now, I don't know how he makes these, but the minute you open the box, you get a smell of something that smells like kerosene. Don't know if that's part of what his secret formula is, don't know. But you can smell that kerosene type smell on it. What I did with the other half, this is where things got really interesting. I went and got a glass of water, put it in a glass of water, threw it in there. Lo and behold, it floated. So I thought, interesting. So I then took my little Marvel's Woodsman's wedge, set on top of it, and submerged it. Left it for almost an hour and a half submerged in water. Didn't know what to expect. I know the little Exotac tabs, that long into water, they swell up and they soak up a lot of water. And it's very hard to get them to light with a ferro rod after the fact. So I pulled the wedge off of it, and lo and behold, it immediately just popped right back to the surface of the water and floated again. That was impressive. What that tells me is these things are packed so tight and are so dense that they didn't absorb any water, which is a great thing, because I immediately took that other half out of the water, rolled it between my fingers, laid it down, and took a lighter and hit it, and it immediately went up. To me, that is priceless, because that means these things are guaranteed to get you a flame even after being submerged in water, because they do not take on any water. So while we talk here, let's do this. As you can see, that tab is still burning. When they burn, you can see the liquid coming out of them. I don't know what all's in them, but just a half a tab there, you can see how much flame I've got and see how long it's been burning. But what we're going to do, I'm going to kick that over here out of the way. We're going to take these two tabs, there we go. And we're going to light these two tabs here together. And we're going to sit here and talk and see just how long these two tabs burn. There we go. That's about as close as lighting them together as you can get. So let's see what happens here while we're talking about these things. One thing that I look at on these little tabs is how long a flame I get, how big a flame I get, and then how they affect when they're or act when they're wet. And as you can see just by looking at them, there is a big difference in the performance of these two tabs. The Exotac tabs, I think I got, can't remember if it was 10 or 12 of them for somewhere around $10 at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I'd have to look it up to be exactly sure. The fire plugs that Gary is selling, there's 25 of them in a 10, and this 10's $8. So value-wise, right off the bat, the plugs by Kentucky Prepper 5 are way, way better. Very little bit of a flame left on that Exotac plug. Here, let me turn this light out, and that'll help. Well, Exotac has went out. There's still a coal in there, but that's it. Now, granted, the plug by Gary is maybe a 1/4 of an inch longer. But if you can see this plug, get it up here where you can see it. There's still portions of this plug that are still pink. So right off the bat, you can see that these things are definitely going to outperform the Exotac tabs. I'm just curious to see how long these things burn like this. I know the one I burned the other day burned for 5 minutes and 52 seconds. Yeah, let's show you this real quick. Get you around here where you can see it. Roll this tab over. Look at the bottom of it. It's still pink. Gary, I don't know what your formula is, but definitely keep up the good work. Gary's got a website. You can go to his YouTube channel and find his website and go check it out. He's got these on there. He's got a Rapid Ridgeline. And I think a few other things. I think's what he told me. But, I mean, look at this. The liquid that has run out of that tab as it's burned is burning over here by itself now. Just about gone. There went the flame. Now it's still glowing red, so with tinder you could probably blow that into a flame. We can find out real quick. Lord, it's burned all the way through and straight down to the bottom. And there it went. Well, it wasn't able to do that. I thought it might be able to, but it fell apart on me. So, would I recommend these to somebody else? Absolutely. There are a bunch of companies out there making these. I know Blackbeard makes some. I went completely blank now. There's a company on YouTube, I want to say Sasquatch or something, that makes some. There's 2 or 3 different ones out there. Haven't tried any of theirs, but for these here, most definitely. I do not know where else you can buy 25 fire plugs that perform like that for $8. So go over, check his webpage out, see what you can do by getting you some of these. As cheap as they are, it would be great to have 2 or 3 boxes of them and just put them in different packs in the glove box of your car, just to have them, because like I said, you roll and loosen up the end of them, and with a lighter, it is no problem whatsoever to get them lit. With a ferro rod, takes a little bit more to light them with a ferro rod. Oh. Here's one I was playing with earlier and put out. There. But once you expose those fibers inside, yeah, it'd take off too. That's a half of one that I had that I was messing with. So, there you go. Just a quick gear review. Gotta say, I'm impressed. So, there you go. Like, share, subscribe. I'll get another one up for you soon.